So, let's talk about extroverts. You know who they are. They're the life of the party. They walk into a room and suddenly everyone's smiling. They just have this energy, you know? It's like they're powered by people. Being around others gives them a boost, like a phone getting charged. They love talking, they love laughing, and they love being in the middle of everything. If there's a group chat, they're the ones sending the most gifts. An empty room is their biggest fear. Well, that, and maybe running out of snacks at a party. That would be a tragedy. Now, what happens when you give one of these wonderful social butterflies a deadline? It's a classic story. The deadline is far away, maybe a week or two. For an extrovert, that feels like a lifetime. Why start a paper now when you could go out for coffee with a friend? That paper isn't going anywhere, but your friend might go to a different coffee shop tomorrow. The choice is obvious, right? It's not that they don't care about the work. They absolutely do. It's just that the pull of social fun is so strong. It's like a magnet, and they're made of, well, a different kind of magnet. This is where the trouble starts, but it's fun trouble. An invitation to a movie comes up. A friend needs to talk. A surprise birthday party needs planning. For an extrovert, these aren't distractions. They're opportunities. Opportunities to connect, to share, and to live. The deadline, meanwhile, is just a date on a calendar. It sits there quietly, not telling any jokes or asking how their day was. So, they choose the living, breathing, laughing option. It's just their nature. They'll get to the work later. Later is a great time to do things, they think. And so, the days go by. The coffee dates happen. The parties are planned. The fun is had. All the while, that deadline gets a little closer, a little bigger. It starts to feel less like a distant star and more like an approaching train. The extrovert knows it's coming. They have a plan. The plan is usually, I'll do it tomorrow. And that works for a while. But eventually, tomorrow becomes today. And that's when the real fun begins. It's a race against time, and for an extrovert, even that can be an exciting event. When the last minute finally arrives, it's go time. You might think this is a moment of pure panic, and okay, there's a little bit of that. But for an extrovert, this is also when they shine. They turn the pressure into a performance. Suddenly, that quiet, boring assignment becomes an exciting challenge. It's the final countdown. The energy that they get from being around people, they learn to create it themselves when they're alone with their work. They put on their favorite upbeat music. They might even talk to themselves, cheering themselves on. It's a one-person party. The best part of this last-minute dash is that it can become a group activity. An extrovert facing a deadline will often reach out to friends who are in the same boat. They'll say, "Hey, are you also totally behind on this project? Let's do it together." They'll organize a study group or a late-night work session at the library. What was once a lonely task is now a social event. They bring snacks. They take funny breaks. They turn the stress into a shared experience, which makes it a lot more bearable. Who knew writing a 10-page report could be a bonding experience? This is where their love for people becomes a superpower. They are fantastic at teamwork. When they work in a group, they get to talk through ideas, bounce concepts off others, and get instant feedback. This is how they process information best, by talking it out. While someone else might get annoyed by all the chatter, for an extrovert, the chatter is the work. It's how they find their best ideas. They're great at motivating the group, keeping spirits high, and making sure everyone feels included and heard. Of course, this can also be a challenge. That group study session can easily turn into a group gossip session. A quick 5-minute break to watch a funny video can turn into an hour of scrolling through social media together. It's a delicate balance. They have to be the cheerleader and the coach at the same time. Okay, team, that was fun, but let's get back to it. They'll say, trying to steer the ship back on course. The deadline is looming, and even a party has to end sometime. Well, most parties. Let's be clear. This way of working has some amazing benefits. Extroverts are masters of collaboration. They don't see asking for help as a weakness. They see it as a smart move. Why struggle alone for hours when you can ask a friend and figure it out in minutes? This means they often get different perspectives on their work, which can make it much stronger. They might ask a friend to read over their essay or look at their project. This fresh set of eyes can catch mistakes and suggest improvements they would have never thought of on their own. They also learn so much from these interactions. When they work with others, they're not just getting the work done. They're building relationships and learning how to communicate effectively. These are skills that are incredibly valuable in life, not just for passing a class. They become great at explaining their ideas and even better at listening to others. This collaborative spirit often leads to more creative and well-rounded results. A project done by an extrovert might have input from 3 different friends, making it a richer piece of work. However, the downside is very real. Relying on that last-minute rush can be risky. What if they get sick? What if the internet goes out? What if their friends are actually busy this time? That adrenaline-fueled work session depends on everything going perfectly right at the last possible second. It can be incredibly stressful, even for someone who thrives on excitement. The quality of the work can also suffer. When you rush, you don't have time for deep thinking or careful editing. You just have time to get it done. This cycle of procrastination can be tough to break. The fun of socializing is an immediate reward, while the satisfaction of finishing a project early is a delayed one. It's hard to choose the delayed reward, especially when there's a great concert happening tonight. This can lead to a feeling of always being behind, always catching up. They might finish the race and meet the deadline, but they're exhausted by the end of it. It's like sprinting a marathon, and you can only do that so many times before you get tired. So, what can an extrovert do? How can they have their party and finish their paper too? The secret is to make the work itself more social. One great tip is to create body doubling sessions. This is where you work quietly in the same room, or even on a video call, with a friend. You're not talking, but you're not alone either. The presence of another person can provide that little bit of energy and accountability to help you stay focused. It's like having a silent cheerleader, and you can schedule fun breaks together. Another idea is to treat finishing tasks as a reason to celebrate. Instead of seeing the work as something that gets in the way of fun, see it as the key to unlocking even more fun. You can make a deal with yourself. If I finish this report by Thursday, I can go to that weekend trip guilt-free. This turns the deadline into a game you can win. The reward is the social event you were looking forward to, but now you can enjoy it without a cloud of stress hanging over your head. It's a win-win. Extroverts can also use their social skills to plan ahead. They can organize a study group at the beginning of a project, not just at the end. They can set group goals and check in with each other regularly. This way, the social interaction is part of the process from start to finish. It builds momentum and makes the work feel less like a chore and more like a team mission. They can be the leader who gets everyone organized and on track early, which is a fantastic use of their natural talents. Ultimately, being an extrovert isn't a weakness when it comes to deadlines. It's just a different approach. They can use their love for people to their advantage. By building a support system, collaborating with others, and finding ways to make work more interactive, they can succeed. They don't have to change who they are. They don't have to become hermits who lock themselves away. They just need to invite their friends to the library a little sooner. That way, they can ace the project and still be the life of the party. And that's what I call having it all.